Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And I once was lost, but now I am found. I was blind, but now I see.
Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over.
When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And I once was lost, but now I am found. I was blind, but now I see.
Psalms 23. In the BIBLE, the Bible. Today is OJIBWE, word of the day. Gagikwe, mazuna igun. Gagikwe is to preach. Gagikwe. And mazuna igun is a book. So we call the Bible the Gagikwe Mazuna Igun, the preach book. It's the Bible, the book. It's a book you can preach from. It's where you can talk about Gitchimanadu, the Great Spirit, and Jesus, the Son of God, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Anyway, yeah.
Hey, BOOZHOO! Welcome back to the show. Oh, the desert. Oh, it's a barren wasteland. Nah. As I'd come out here and say a little prayer before we start the show. You know, they say Jesus came out in the desert to pray. He was like, hey, fellas, why don't you leave me alone for a while? I'm going to go out in the desert and fast and pray. What's a fast? A fast is when you don't eat for a long time. They say it's really good to fast. One time I remember I was talking to my cousin Eric, and I was like, man, I should go on a fast. And he goes, oh yeah, I'm thinking about going on a slow. I go, what's a slow? He goes, oh, that's where you make a whole bunch of food and then you eat it on the couch while you watch the Food Network. He was on a slow. But Jesus was on a fast. He came out in the desert and he didn't eat and he prayed. But I wonder sometimes, there's a lot of stories about Jesus in the Bible. They talk about him changing water into wine. That was a good trick. Did you hear and everyone? There's lots of stories about we knew he could heal. He could heal people of leprosy, of blindness, he could cast demons out of people. There's a story of him walking on water. And it wasn't just walking on water. That's people, everybody goes, oh yeah, cool. He could walk on water. The story when Jesus walked on water, it was a storm on the sea. There were huge waves. Like the guys in the boat were afraid the boat would capsize. There was panicking. It was a storm. He was walking on water like people today surf on waves, And it was raining and storming. And then he gets out there. And what's he do? He goes, be still. And he commands the weather to stop. And the clouds go away. And it's a beautiful night. And the water is calm. There's no wind. And then finally, there's a story. So later on, he feeds a bunch of people. They're like, we don't have any food here. And there's multitudes of people. There's lots of people here. And he goes, oh yeah, watch this. And he feeds all these people fish and bread. But then, like the last story of Jesus is that he's about to leave. And he's like, okay, I'll see you later, guys. But I'll return. And he ascends into heaven. They say he ascended. What's that mean? Did he fly into heaven? Yeah, that's what I think. I think he flew. I think he was like, yeah, Giga Waba Min, Minawa. I will see you again. And he flew away. So if Jesus could fly, do you suppose he ever came out in the desert just to kind of go, just to fly? It's like, all right, is anybody watching? Okay, finally I'm alone. I can fly. And he would just come out here and fly around a little bit. The Bible doesn't say, but it doesn't say he didn't. I like to think maybe he came out here and used some of his powers once in a while, flying around. But I don't know. Anyway.
Welcome to BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about OJIBWE, language and culture too. I'm happy to be here with you today. To speak OJIBWE. G-A-I-on Homanungun in English means I'm happy to be here today. That's all I wanted to say. Welcome back to the show.
BOOZHOO!
Welcome back to BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO,
The
podcast.
podcast.
about OJIBWE language.
And culture. I am Natasha. This is NANABOOZHOO.